After graduating from high paying universities, many times we are not able to crack jobs in our favorite organizations or cities. This, in turn, naturally makes us disappointed within ourselves. It might sound like a Bollywood movie where the character isn't able to bag a company interview but later turns out to be running a globally recognized firm. Today, I have one such lady on the exclusive episode of the Changemakers of Mentogram. First of all, I would like to thank you, Riya, for taking out time and joining us for the show. To start off, what made you start with content writing?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me today. It's my pleasure to be here, and I hope I motivate many more people. I hope I make them believe in themselves because nothing is easy in life. We need to strive hard. So, coming back to the question, I always believed that we should plan out our work and work out according to the plan. But for me, life just happened, and I had no plans of becoming a content writer. I always wanted to be into IT corporate job. So I completed my engineering, my master's in international business from Edinburgh Napier University, Scotland. And then I wanted to work in Singapore as I studied in Singapore, but things were not working out for me. There were visa restrictions. I ended up coming back to my home country, India. Uh, I was working here, but that time I realized that this is not what I want to do. That's not making me happy. And meanwhile, I just uploaded an article about my Singapore journey and I posted it on LinkedIn. Sooner, a company from Delhi, they approached me and they asked me to be the writer at their firm. Obviously, I had no plans of becoming a writer. I always had a passion for writing, love for writing since my ninth grade, but I never thought of converting my hobby into my career. And at that time, I thought this is a good opportunity. I can explore this as well. I started learning through YouTube the concepts related to writing, meta tag, meta title, SEO writing. I learned, and that's how my writing journey started back in 2019. So life happens to you when you have no plans of uh, of your future. Like whatever you plan, it might not work that way, but definitely life will surprise you with something best. I might not say better because it is definitely going to be the best for you. So just trust and yeah, put in your efforts. That's what happened with me.
That's sweet and very, lovely that you changed your hobby into your passion, and right now you are known for this. So your journey as a content writer started, and it was when you first wrote your article for on LinkedIn, right? So when you decided to have your own firm, how did you find your first customers? It might not have been easy for a startup to get someone's trust. So how did it all start? Like, how were you able to build that trust?
Uh, okay. So for me, it was something different. I first acquired customers and then I established my firm. So as I said, I was working as a content writer for the Delhi-based firm. Then I decided why not to be a freelance writer and I can get many more clients. I started approaching companies through LinkedIn, and I must say that that worked out to be the best platform for networking. I gained many clients through LinkedIn. I started writing for them. Initially, I was only into blog and article writing. Then I discovered why not to write much more. I could write website content, I could write snippets, I could write scripts for companies. Sooner I thought I just have this one skill of writing. I could just explore more. And yeah, it was really hard at times to convert clients through LinkedIn, but then I understood one thing, that if you trust in yourself, you are able to convince people, and if you're going to deliver results, then yeah, why not? People are definitely going to come to you, and if you're going to give best content to them, then obviously, if they are going to be happy at the end of the day by my work. So that's how it started. First, I just targeted Indian market, and I thought, why not to target global market? So I started. I just picked one country out of nowhere. It was Canada, and I got two contracts signed, and I started writing for them. But sooner I realized that I should establish my firm, because that would give me a lot bigger space and a good reach in the market. So I established my firm in April 2020 by the name of Scribely, and the boom which helped me to spread my wings in the market was in October 2020, when Scribely and me as the founder was featured in Forbes for providing quality content, and entrepreneur under 25, women entrepreneur under 35. So that is when life twisted for me in a good way, and yeah, that's how it started.
So you started your firm in April, and it actually got featured in Forbes within 6 months. That's like really amazing. Even these kind of things are possible. Wow. So there are a lot of students like us who leave India and move abroad to like have a better education or have a better lifestyle to understand everybody else's culture. So taking you back in time, it might not have been easy to shift yourself from India to Singapore, from one country to another. So how did your journey begin, and what was the experience that you actually felt in this journey?
As a student,
Yeah, as a student, I think you shifted to in Singapore from India as a student, right? During
right? Yeah, so as a student, I was applying for universities, and suddenly it happened that I actually visited Singapore in 2011, but then I had no plans to study in Singapore. So in my case, things just happened, and I enjoyed the journey, and I landed in Singapore. So the course was actually of Edinburgh University, Scotland, but they started the course in Singapore. So I joined the Singapore course. I was there for a year. The course was of 12 months. So first, I guess 2.5 months were really horrible for me, because I was totally homesick, and I was being an introvert. I always wanted to come back, and I was like, okay, I'll just leave this master's thing. I'll just be back home. It's so better. But in 2.5 months, I guess, because of networking in my college, so we had students from different countries, and by the start of third month, we started having meetings, group meetings, and few events. There I started networking, and I actually started enjoying my stay there. In I started roaming around with friends, and I touch wood, I really enjoyed having good mentors who started guiding me for my career. And yeah, so I would say every student should take this chance to go abroad and study at least for 6 months, because that experience, it makes you strong. So As I left my home for Singapore, the personality which I had versus the personality which I had when I returned from Singapore, it was 180 degrees change. I was a talkative person when I returned back. I was so much confident. I was into networking, and initially I used to not talk. I mean, my teachers back in my school, they used to complain on the report day that please make her talk. We do not hear a single word from her apart from the oral exam, and she's that quiet. But the Singapore journey, it really changed me in a good way. Rather, my life, it changed completely after that experience, because I started enjoying networking. I started talking to many more people. I gained a lot of knowledge about different aspects of life, about different backgrounds, sector backgrounds, and many more. That's where I guess gave it a thought that even if I work for 3-4 years, at the end of the day, I want to settle down in Singapore, because I don't know, I just started loving the city. Maybe people, because of people around me, maybe that was my first experience to be abroad. I don't know, but yeah. So I have a special bunch of love for Singapore, and I look forward to have my firm in Singapore one day. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah, let's hope for the best. So, it is like quite a journey. So, you wanted to leave your Singapore studies when you were doing your post graduation in the starting of 2 months, so which I think which is relatable to most of the students, because even if we are going out of a city, maybe not out of the country, but if we are just leaving our homes and going to the other cities, so I think this is the reason why you should just stay focused and stay strong, that okay, this too shall pass. And then the outcome, like what we say, sabr ka phal meetha hota hai, so the fruit that you're going to get at the end is something worth the wait, right?
Trust me, not only the fruits, you're going to get many more things. So if you wait and sustain yourself in that moment, you will definitely get the fruit dessert, not only the fruit. So
Wow.
so just believe in yourself. That is the main motto. And be self confident, and always be positive. I know, I mean, certain times it happens that we drain so much that we cannot be positive, but then I guess try to find your own way, because our journeys are going to be different, right? So even if you are a writer, I'm a writer, our journeys are going to be different. They're not going to be same. You're going to have bad days, I'm going to have bad days, but it's on us how we manage to deal with it, maybe as a student, also as a professional, and also as an entrepreneur. So everyone has their own bad days, but yeah, I guess positivity, self-confidence, and believing in yourself, and then just spread your wings and fly high.
Wow. So yeah, spread your wings and fly high. Talking about that, I've heard that your firm is actually helping your other, I would say you are actually helping other women to empower them. So what made you come with this initiative?
Okay, so I started my journey when I was around 24, 25. Uh, Being a woman entrepreneur, it was not easy for me. Uh, I had conversation with few male entrepreneurs, wherein they discouraged me a lot for being a woman and then being an entrepreneur. So according, obviously, I we can accept it openly that we have male dominated society, and even nowadays women, they are trying hard to be on the front line. Still there are few times when we are not able to, just because we are female. So uh, I thought, why not to start such initiative which would empower women. So even if you are housewife, it's okay. You love being housewife, it's okay. But start with some hobby. Uh, I mean, just to motivate them of giving at least an hour in a week for themselves. In that week, in that 1 hour, you do whatever you love. You read, you cook, you go out, you network, you do whatever you want. So not so it's not only I encourage women to be entrepreneurs. You be what you are. It's your own identity. I just want that every woman should have the courage to stand up for herself, and there's nothing wrong to do that. I guess from my own experience, I learned a lot about courage, and I feel I can empower at least few women, say 20% at least, and help them just empower their own life, their journey. Yeah.
I got you. So, like you were telling me that even if you're a housewife, so you should take out time for yourself. One day I was talking to a lady, and I realized that she was the project director of a program, and like she had a good experience in managing, etc. But the exact founder of that uh, particular program for which that lady was just a director, it was led by a housewife who had no experience, but she had this idea in her brain that she is a housewife but she can empower so many lives. So she actually convinced that experienced lady to become a project director for her initiative, which I actually felt like there are so many inspiring stories around us that are, just it's like it's underrated. People do not know about it. So this is how we actually thought of starting with this podcast and starting up with this initiative. So Riya, what I would like to say is, I see that you actually love your work a lot. But if I was to ask you that, is there something specific, any one thing that you love the most about it? So what is it going to be?
So actually, I cannot say one thing. Allow me to say two, please. One thing as we are talking about women empowerment, I feel that one thing I really love is harnessing the potential which every woman has, and I feel together we women. We can make a difference in the society. If you see mentogram, even mentogram, we have lot of women in the community, right? And I had word with few as well, and it feels so good even talking a bit to another woman. It helps you to calm yourself at times, and I feel that is the one thing I really love is helping women around me to empower themselves. And about, if you ask about my work, the smile on my client's face at the end of the day after delivering the content, that thing makes me happy. So usually what happens is the people I work with, see, there's a difference between writing and writing creatively. So I help companies draft content in a creative way, with depending on the language, whatever it is. When I deliver the content, and then they're like, okay, wow, this is something amazing you have come up with, that thing, it really empowers me. So that is my medicine. And yeah, these are the things I really love. And together, if I combine, I would like to just say one thing, not only for me, for everyone, peaceful sleep is something which is very necessary. So after delivering the entire work, yeah, I get a peaceful sleep when I see my clients and people around me happy.
Ria, I really love and appreciate what you do. So, before we come to the end of the podcast and before I part ways with you, do you have anything to say before parting ways with our listeners to inspire them?
Yeah, I have just written a short poem for
Okay.
all the listeners. and I hope that empowers them. So just give me a moment. So, yesterday I was traveling back from Singapore to India, and in the flight, I thought, why not to come up with a poem this time for all my lovely listeners. So here it goes. Continue to shine like a sun ray. Be happy and wise every day. You are pretty and powerful to be successful and cheerful. Take pride in yourself. Make actions to be strong thyself. Run, trip, get up, but be careful. Always maintain your composure and be mindful. Create a few happy, proud memories. Keep your focus on your victories. You are your own star. Be delighted you have come this far. Go for your goals and reach the skies. God has blessed you with mentogram ties. Self confident, spirited, and smart, God has created you as a unique art. And last but not the least, just one quote from me, written by me. Positivity is a superpower. The magic begins to happen when you start believing in yourself. So, believe in yourself, trust the process. Even if you plan your own stuff, remember that life has its own plans for everyone. And just enjoy the journey and spread your wings and fly high. All the best.
That's so lovely. That's so lovely of you because I was not expecting to hear a poem in the form of inspiration. I was expecting maybe a short speech, but this is so inspiring, Riya. Thank you so much for your kind words and such a lovely story. So, what's the moral of the story, dear viewers? Don't lose hope because you don't know what opportunities you will get as a result of your actions. On that note, I would like to end this episode of the Changemakers of Mentogram. Stay tuned for more such inspiring stories. Until the next episode, I am your host, Pratiksha.